Hey there, and welcome back to another Miraculous Ladybug Season 1 retrospective review, where we go through old episodes of Miraculous we never got around to making reviews for, and we give our thoughts on them. And my god, we're almost there. Just this, and then Volpina. But yeah, that's next time. For now, we have Kung Food, and so let's begin. We start off the episode following Marinette, who's desperately trying to learn some Mandarin phrases in order to communicate with her great uncle, a famous Chinese chef, who's visiting Paris for a cooking contest. And yeah, she can't speak Mandarin. And look, there's no shame in that. Not everybody can speak more than one language, but her mum was born and raised in China. And that doesn't mean she should be able to speak the language too, that's not my issue, but it's that her mum was not there at all. This dude apparently does not speak French, or speak it well. And Marinette's apparently the same with Mandarin. A rookie. So why the hell would Sabine not be there to help out? To be the translator? To help with the language barrier? Why is she not taking him to the contest? Why is Marinette home alone doing this? We learn in Miraculous Shanghai that this dude raised Sabine, so what's going on? And if you know ahead of time that this is going to be the case, say she has some sort of work trip or an international bakers conference that she and Tom just have to attend, maybe, just maybe, ensure that your daughter knows how to speak the language. Don't force her to rely on Duolingo or Google Translate. Sabine! Parenting fail. And so the doorbell rings and she bungles the greeting quite hard, first speaking in French, then extremely broken Mandarin, and then admitting defeat and having to use the voice command on her app. Man, I don't even blame her. This is literally all Sabine's fault. I'm heated here. But this guy does seem sweet. He takes the flowers, he picks the petals, puts them in his satchel, I guess to serve as some sort of inspiration for his cooking. I don't know. I'm not a very creative sort of chef. The last time I was left to my own devices in the kitchen without a recipe, I made a monstrosity of scrambled eggs, tuna, and blue cheese. Mistakes were made. But of course, Marinette right now is like a fish out of water. She has no idea what to do, and so she sneakily calls Alia to beg for advice, who pulls out the biggest wingman move of all time, whilst also solving the translation problem, although it does backfire just a little bit. As it seems for the majority of the ride over to the competition, Uncle Cheng only really speaks to Adrian before revealing that he is actually able to speak French. Although, the English dub says it's English, because it would be odd to claim they're speaking French, even though clearly they're speaking English on the screen. But, I don't care. They're in France, they're speaking French. It's a bit broken perhaps, and maybe not as good as Adrian's Mandarin, but he can still do it. And so, I don't know, why wouldn't he speak even a little bit of French to her, just to set her at ease when he first arrived? No? Okay. And also, I gotta ask, without Adrian's car, how are they gonna get to the hotel? She doesn't have her little scooter thing yet. Are they just gonna walk there? It's a red carpet event. There's a crowd. Wouldn't that just be a bit strange? No, just walking up? I mean, given the fact that a large crowd has gathered and this is televised and her uncle is seemingly the guest of honor contestant, feels like he's supposed to be somewhat famous. Her parents have so much to answer for this episode, I tell you what. So off he goes to make his celestial soup, whatever the hell celestial soup is supposed to be, and Marinette and Adrian briefly chat before who should arrive? But Chloe, everybody's favourite mean girl, but now with a side of racism. Man, I forgot about this part. I'm actually rather shocked they included something like this if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm not against villainous characters having bad traits like this. It's actually wild to see it put into practice in a kid's show. And this actually gets followed up with her Season 2 anti-hero redemption sort of story. Yikes. Can't believe this. So yeah, she reveals that she's a judge for the contest, and that she won't be voting for the Celestial Soup because she thinks Soup is cringe and doesn't deserve to win the contest. And well, it's a bit rude. But Marinette has two choices here. Either she swallows her pride and picks her battle, knowing that Chloe has power over her uncle right now, and it's best not to aggravate a person who frequently goes out of her way to ruin lives. I mean, Marinette's known her for years now. I very much doubt the life-ruining behaviour is a new thing, and so, yeah, there's option one. Just let Chloe talk shit, let her think she's won this round, don't rouse her anger, take one for the team. Or there's option B. Talk shit, get in her face, insult her back, and hope she isn't able to sabotage your uncle, even though she always gets away with everything. And her dad is the mayor, and this is a family hotel that her family owns, where her word is law. Standing up to bullies is important, but I don't know, you gotta know when to fight and when to let things lie. If you start swinging at every little thing, well, not gonna work out for you. But at least she gets a little bit of reassurance from Adrian about her uncle actually being really happy to meet her, so yeah. God, it's so weird seeing clips from Season 1. She actually speaks to him. Yes, she's awkward and a bit jittery, but I feel like they really crank up the cringe in the later seasons to make her pretty much unable to do anything right. She's always freaking out. Adrian! The whispery voice. Adrian! She's falling down, she's clumsy to the extreme, red face, sweating, that sort of thing. But here, She's almost normal, just a bit anxious. So crazy to see. And then it's over to the kitchen where Cheng Shifu is ready to cook. Although, I know he'd be using a knife, right? But the way they've edited the montage makes it look like he picked up a soup ladle and used it to chop the vegetables. He really is a master chef. And he seemingly makes a really great soup, only for Chloe to distract him and ruin it with salt, pepper, other spices, vegetables, dropping a shaker into the pot, and fish bones, yum. Also, did she touch the pot lid with her bare hands? Ouch. And so he comes back in, he's looking all nervous because he couldn't find Marinette. I mean, look at his hand placement, he looks so anxious. Oh, this is sad. And then she hits him with some racism, tells him, no speak Japanese, even though, as we know, he's Chinese, and he was speaking French to her.
I want to punch this kid so hard.
What a lovely young woman. I hope her life works out well. And so we come to the contest, and this is just, it's nightmare fuel, pure nightmare fuel. This guy gets humiliated on live TV with a terrible soup that everybody hates. It gets called inedible. People are scoffing, giving him negative scores. It's just so awful. It's actually making me physically sick just imagining this happening to me. How could it get any worse? And so Marinette obviously suspects Chloe, and she tries to tell this to her uncle, but it's no use because old mate Gabe is on the case. And he transforms him into Kung Fu. And this design for the character has caused some controversy, because in an episode that has a racist character that mixes up China and Japan, the creators have dressed a Chinese character as a villain who's modelled after Goku, who's from a Japanese manga/show. Although, to that I would say, I did Google that, and I'm pretty sure Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, rest in peace, King, he did say that his world, the world of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, it's sort of based on China, especially like Goku and all the clothes they wear and stuff, so I'm not really sure this is all that bad in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't do the same thing that Chloe does in this episode, and I don't find it that hypocritical at all. That's just my opinion. You might disagree, I might be wrong, but that's just what I think. So Kung Fu mind controls the people that tasted his soup and gets them to kidnap Chloe, and I guess prepare a humongous amount of caramel because he did not have all that before. And yeah, they truly prepare an industrial amount of caramel, enough to pour it all over the building so nobody can get out, although I don't understand how Adrian couldn't push the door open. The caramel, it's not even hard yet, it's still oozing, it's just the liquid. And so in the pool on the roof, the goons are boiling broth to prepare to murder Chloe by making her into a brat soup. Yikes. Also, how are they heating the pool to boil the broth? Don't think pools can get that hot. And so our heroes transform and off they go, whilst Kung Fu sends out his goons to stop them. First up, we have Jagged Stone wielding a seafood sword. Where did he get that seafood sword? I know like Kung Fu can make food weapons, but Jagged clearly ran off without getting one. Same with Andre later on. So, I don't know, it's never explained. The heroes beat the absolute crap out of him and literally toss him into a storage closet. No cushions, just toss him in. Ouch. They take the elevator up another level, where they're confronted by Andre with a sausage and potato whip thing that defies logic completely. I'm sorry. How could it possibly be strong enough to throw them around like this? And like I said, he didn't have this before. Kung Fu didn't make it. Oh well. They're seemingly finding these weapons along the way. What is going on? Also, the puns in this section are painful. The puns, my god, they're endless. They're legion. They're not funny. Anyway, in a moment of brilliance, or pure dumb luck in my opinion, Ladybug tricks Andre into dropping a chandelier on himself. Damn, they're really just no mercy, beating the shit out of these mind control victims. That's right, victims. They're just pummeling them. Woof! That's gonna leave a bruise. Next up, Alia's mum. They blast her with stinky cheese. And Alec. Do they kill Alec? They get Alia's mum to shoot him with a bow and arrow. Ouch! Rest in peace, Alec. Although, he's a bit of a jerk in these early seasons, so maybe not. And so they arrive just in time to rescue Chloe from what would be a truly horrific death, being dunked into a huge swimming pool of boiling broth to create brat soup. But luckily for her, Kung Fu spent 1,000,000 years monologuing and waiting until the heroes had beaten up all of his goons before trying to dunk her in. That's right, she has plot armor here. She's a bad person, but I don't quite think she deserves to die like that. Public shaming's more up my alley. So the heroes arrive, the final battle begins, they fight a bit, you know how it goes, it's pretty generic punch trading kind of thing. He pulls out a pizza buster sword, Ladybug gets a check, she uses the paper from the check to create a whip with the soup and ties him up in the whip. How? What kind of paper's this? Not any I've ever seen. How could he not break free of this easily? But she ties him up, Cataclysm, and that'll be one Akuma to go please. See you later, Kung Fu. And they give him a redo in the contest because they can tell that Chloe ruined everything. Adrian actually legitimately smacks Chloe down with words. Man, Adrian! He was so cool in season 1. Oh, look how they massacred my boy. And then Chang Shi-fu wins the contest. He scores the highest marks, he wins, and then he renames his soup from the cool, really mysterious celestial soup to the very cringe, lame, and unappetizing marinette soup. Oh, mate, no, this was a fail. What are you doing? And so, yeah, that's pretty much where the episode ends. So, yeah, with all that being said, these have just been my opinions, and now I'd like to hear yours. What did you think of the episode? You like it? Hate it? I'm curious for your thoughts, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know.